G'day and welcome to the Ball Boys AFL Fantasy live show with the second last round of the season. We're going to talk fantasy, and of course, we're going to spend a big chunk of today's podcast going deep on the big boys. Let's go!
Hodge has done it from nowhere. Busted the goal from inside the 30. Sheed from the boundary. Dusty. You're a magician. Petrarca. The legend becomes immortal.
G'day and welcome again to the Ball Boys AFL Fantasy Podcast. I'm your host, Mitch Casey, and you can find me on Twitter at Ball Boys Fantasy. And I am here up and about, ready for the weekend and ready for a big weekend of footy. And I'm joined as always by Luke Rogerson, coach of the Ox Shits. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, mate. You're looking at a man that has not actually made a luxury trade this season.
Hey.
I don't think that I've had a week without forced trades in about the last 10.
Mate, you are so kissed for that because luxury trades are the worst.
Hey, I feel kissed. I feel really kissed. Thank you for that.
You must just be making your team better every week.
That's me,
because I made my team better, but a lot of teams made their team worse last week.
Yeah.
I could have made my team even better had I not traded out Zach Merritt. But yeah, it is. It's a bit of a blessing in disguise for some.
I love how you're working this, mate. This has been a theme for you this week. Anything that's not happening to you, kissed. Anything that's happening to you, cursed.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm cursed. So I have to make decisions. But
I appreciate Hayden's words early in the chat. Says, only 2 more to go, Luke. Pain is almost over.
Put him out of his misery, guys.
Thank you, Hayden. Is it? I felt like I was giving off positive vibes, but apparently I'm not hiding it real well.
You see through as anything, mate. It's you don't hide it very well. Not a good poker face. We'll start diving straight in here with Lats. We'll just go straight to his super chat here. He says, "Hi lads, does Brayshaw to Dunkley and Gronny to English sound good? Missed the midweek potty. Have a great weekend." Well, we missed you, Lats. What are your thoughts on his trades here? Brayshaw, Dunkley, Grundy to English.
Yeah, these sound pretty good to me. I mean, Brayshaw, we talked about a little bit midweek, and I think you're a little bit
hesitant. You're a little bit to trade him out.
You are. You're a little bit in love with the man. If you're a bit more my way inclined, Lats, then Brayshaw has been underperforming. Like,
I know Lats is up the top end of the rankings, but I don't think he's quite in the top 100, so he might need to make a bit of a punt. So this could be a decent move to go. And getting Dunkley, Dunkley to me is a bona fide. I've got a clear top 5, and he's in that group there.
Now that there's a few more ruckmen getting around at St Kilda, does Grundy to English wet your whistle a little more than?
Yeah. I mean, English of the big 3 rucks is the lowest owned. He also probably has the best matchup this week. I mean, there's a good matchup, really good matchup tonight, but West Coast is the best matchup for ruckman. So English has the best matchup. He's the lowest owned, and for the season, he's averaging more than Marshall. He's only second behind Max Gawn for the remaining ruckman. So. Yeah, he's definitely a great option.
Beautiful. One more super chat here. No question associated from Sensei Steve. Has settled his debts. We had a bet a couple of weeks ago. He's finally paid up.
What was the bet?
Well, but just between me and him, actually.
Okay, fair enough.
He has paid up, so you have paid your debts. Well done.
There you go.
Before
normally we do a game reaction to the Thursday night game, but
we have no game to react to. So before
the women's footy on last night.
Before we instead do our team reaction, we've been working on a little bit of a feedback form to try and get an idea of maybe what people have liked this season and what people think could be improved for next season. If you're one of our Patreon members, you might have already seen this feedback form come out. Please, if you haven't yet clicked on it, please do. But the feedback form is available to anyone. So the questions there are kind of around what you've enjoyed, but also what might inspire you to potentially become a member of the Ball Boys Patreon family next year as well.
What are you looking for?
If you would like to take the time, we would much appreciate it. It's the link at the top of the description. So check it out. It should take you less than 5 minutes to quickly just put some feedback there, and hopefully we can make that Patreon family even bigger in 2026.
Yeah, 100%. We'd love to have more of you around to have some fun with on a Wednesday night, and all the other sort of content that we provide there. Hopefully, with your help, we can improve it even more for 2026. So that is in the description below. So go and click that one. All right, let's get into talking about the team reactions. There's not too much to talk about, but we're going to start by talking about a wild Dodson appeared on a Friday night.
In the long grass?
In the long grass,
oh, my.
So you got in the notes here. Who the fuck is that? But Dodson is potentially a thorn in our side.
Dodson,
yeah.
An absolute Dodson.
And St Kilda have been known to do this in the past. I think it was like round 24, maybe a few years ago, where they randomly just rolled out Tom Campbell in the final round, and Rowan Marshall was hot shit at that point, and then ended up scoring like a 50-point last game because he sat forward most of the game. So it is a little bit of a nervous thing. However, he did come in for Max Heath. Max Heath was there last week, who then got subbed out. Rowan Marshall hasn't been caring about that other ruckman in the side. So I don't know what to expect here, but there's a little bit of red flag about it.
Yeah, it's just, to me, it's the fear of the unknown, because if he comes in and plays that same role as Max Heath, then crisis averted, no problems. But the problem is, especially for people looking to trade into Marshall from Grundy this week, it is a little bit concerning when this guy could potentially come in and take more ruck time than what Heath has been taking.
What concerned me, and this could be completely irrational, but the St Kilda social media team on Twitter, when they announced his debut, the caption was simply, "Ruck yeah."
Oh no.
Obviously it's a play on fuck yeah, but they said ruck yeah. And I don't know, are the social media, are they in in cahoots? Do they know if he's going to be playing a lot of ruck time, or if he's just been a ruckman? Is this them saying, yeah, he's going to be ruckman, he's going to come in, he's going to play ruck, and Marshall's going forward? Like, what does that actually mean?
Just quietly, they've worked the angles here on the photo. They are low. I can almost see his meat and two veg. They are so low.
They are
down there. I don't know what's going on. They're just making him look taller.
Yeah,
because he's going to come in and dominate the ruck.
So I don't know. I don't know if that's just me reading into it. So yeah.
Someone will know the St Kilda social media team. Somebody will know somewhere. Just get some intel.
I don't know too much about Dodson, but yeah, it is a small flag. However, I still think that Ron Marshall has a massive ceiling, and it could be just a nothing point, and we don't have anything to worry about. But that's one of the things that happened to teams.
This next one I put in here, this is curious, not fantasy relevant at all, but the Bombers have named another debutant, Reece Unwin. Now, I don't understand this because
you can't
the Bombers,
name someone called Unwin.
Bombers don't need any help in the unwin department.
Oh,
the Bombers suck. So if I've got Reece waiting in the wings, I ain't naming Reece because I need Reece will win.
Will win. Yeah,
not Reece Unwin.
Yeah, where's his distant cousin? Like, you can't have it. First of all, shout out to Reece for making it to the professional league in his chosen sport with a cursed name like Unwin. It reminds me of, I was watching the Olympics a couple of years ago and watching the volleyball, and the dead set was a player called Loser on on one of the teams, and I just mad respect like Loser making the team, and the names on his jersey and everything like that. It was a cracker.
That's persistent. So well done to Reece. I hope you go well. Hope you go well tonight. Let's pause our team reactions because Tim snuck in here with a super chat. Tim just simply says, "You seen my question?"
No,
we haven't. Tim,
the answer.
Let me scroll back for you. Tim,
was there another one we missed?
Maybe
he wasn't in the super chats.
No, Tim, ask your question again, and we'll get to it.
Yeah, copy and paste it, mate. We'll save ourselves scrolling through. But then Hayden also comes in and says, season is over, 1409, Grundy to Gawn and Butters to Libba. Daniel, how many trades have you got, mate? Grundy to Gawn and Butters to Libba.
Yep.
Or Daniel to Myers, Bray to Dunks. What are your thoughts for someone who's just having to throw at the stumps here, Luke?
Oh, I won't do you like that, Mitch. Sorry, there was a little throwback there, Mitch. Mitch had a throw.
I'm a big cricket fan, so it's a big reference for me.
It was good. Grundy to Gawn, we like Grundy to Gawn.
Butters to Libba.
No, Butters. I think Butters is okay this week. Now that being said,
does he get the Lord coming to him? Does he see the Lord?
I think that he might. There's two ways to think about this. The first thing is, okay, well, they've given Lord a role. Vossi praised him post-game. Why would you not throw a bone and say, go do a number on Zach Butters this week? So I think that will happen. But I'm also thinking, is a guy of Zach Butters' quality going to be 2 out of the last 3 weeks just absolutely blanketed by duds?
Yeah.
Surely that doesn't happen either.
He's actually scored. So if you look at his last sort of like 5 or 6 games, it's been a 122, a 34, absolutely disgusting, a 115, a 76. Was that the tag game that Finn got wheeled out for? Was that that one?
Yeah. They
120,
masked his fingers
125, 119. So like he's had 4 of his last 6 be 110 plus scores. He's got the Suns in the last game, so we know there's not a tag coming in that game.
Yeah.
So you'd expect another 110 plus score in that game. I think it's okay. So for this question, I think I'd probably go the Daniel move because I think he's more. That's Daniel Demise is more of a like confirmed upgrade. I think.
Now that Mitch has said that, yep.
Yeah, we'll wait and see.
Perfect.
Back to the teams. Wagner. Speaking of tags, Wagner is in. He's back.
Wagner,
not Franz, not Mo. What's his actual name?
Corey.
Corey is in. Is he in to tag someone like a Zorko or someone like a Hugh McCluggage from the Brisbane Lions? Who played tonight?
I don't like the sound of that, but he has done that role previously, and he's actually done it with some success.
Has he done it like on a defender before?
When he tagged Dacos at that point, I can't recall. Dacos, I think, was playing at midfield.
He was
at that
midfield,
point,
but he might have moved around a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't recall him tagging a defender previously, but we do know that, again, it's just a little flag.
Yeah.
And in general, I have cooled a little bit on my Zorko take earlier in the week. I still think it has the potential to pay off. I think I'm leaning in other directions with some other potential players, but yeah, this didn't help. I would say.
I think the Lions are going to go well tonight. They've brought in a new fella who I think is going to bring them a lot of hope. I think he's going to be a beacon of light in his team.
I swear you've used this one before. He comes out around this time every year. I think he used the same game.
Bring out the beacon. We go for the top 4. Bring out the beacon.
On the Sunday,
I think he's gonna be bringing home the bacon.
No, stop. Wait your head. And that was you would never ahead.
Was I ahead?
No. The North Melbourne Kangaroos. They bring back Jai Simpkin, who I went back and I was looking at some captains and I was looking at Harry Sheasel. And he has been playing a lot more midfield in the last couple of rounds. So last 2 rounds, 72% CBAs, 69% and 70% the last 2 weeks. Before that, 25, 13, 39. The major difference that I could see there is Jai Simpkin missed the last 2 games, but also Tom Powell went to 0 CBAs last week and 26 the week before. So they also had Phillips in the extended bench, but he doesn't look like he's made the cut. But Simpkin coming back, I'm just wondering, because we're going to talk big boys later, how that affects Sheasel and his potential midfield clock maybe just taking a little hit. We'll have to wait and see.
I don't mind either way. I think that regardless of where he plays, he's a guy that can score, and he's coming up against the best matchup. So
the matchup does cover a lot of that up, but yeah, just when you're picking between ranking spots for your captains, it makes a big difference. And then the last thing for the teams that just wanted to mention, Bailey Williams comes in for West Coast as sort of a second ruckman, although I think this is actually probably a good thing because the more time you have going up against Bailey Williams, I think the better.
Yeah.
He's probably an easier matchup than a Matt Flynn. I'm not too worried. So normally 2 rucks is a bit tougher, but it's West Coast. They've had that kind of a matchup the whole year, and they're still the number 1 ruck matchup for the season. So I think it's not a bad thing.
Okay. Has here... sorry, I can't even talk. Thank you for your super chat, first of all. Has says, need to loop Butters with a sub 766k player gross. He plays for West Coast, I think. Currently thinking LDU Simpkin Woodlaw versus the Tigers, or would be thinking Nuke against the D's.
Is LDU in that price range? Is he really? That's
cheap.
Wow. Yeah, I'd go LDU. I mean, he hasn't.
LDU useless.
He's tonned up. Do you know how many times he's tonned up this year?
3.
1.
Oh my.
1. And it was 106 versus Gold Coast.
What did he score against the Tigers last time out?
98.
Oh, yuck.
I mean, I'm pretty confident he'll be a 90 plus.
That is so bad.
Roger, do a shot. Mitch Casey, get better at fantasy. Also, do a shot. We've sold our soul, Luke. We've sold our soul to the people of YouTube. Look, we'll do a shot next week. I think we're going to bring out the shots next week for the final live show of the round. So we'll take that donation and we'll hopefully give you a good show next week there, Synergy. I think we've got a few super chats that have come.
So we'll finish answering Has questions before you shat yourself when the shot thing came up.
I did. My heart rate rose.
So you'd still go LDU there? Surely against the Richmond matchup. Surely he can manage to...
I don't think I'd want to go Simpkin coming back off. Was it an injury that he was out for? And Wardlaw he's turned up just as many times as LDU, but...
What about John Newcomb taking on the Ds?
Newcomb. Now, he probably has the highest ceiling of all of them. He's turned up at least a few times. Actually, you know what? If you're going to take a punt, it probably is him.
He's been pretty shit recently.
He has been pretty shit, but I do think he's probably got a bigger ceiling. Last time he versed the Demons, he had a 67, so that doesn't really bode too well. But he's had a 142 this year, a 118, 118, 103, 123, 108, 103. So he's just more consistently hit that ceiling. Yeah. So I think LDU is the safest bet to score the best, with Newcomb obviously having the highest ceiling. So glean from that what you will. Tim has got a super chat in here.
What's Tim say?
So he's ranked 30th. Big dog Tim just coming in here to brag.
He's killing it.
Got sick back from Wollongong. okay, 3 days ago. So hopefully that doesn't trickle down to your players, Tim. Keep your head up, mate. They need the leadership. Petrarca to Jackson or Butters to Goulden? What are your thoughts on those two? Petrarca to Jackson or Butters to Goulden? That is a very tough decision, I think.
It's definitely tricky. In the forward line, I don't love the idea of like a guaranteed upside trade because they've been all over the shop recently, but Petrarca has been the worst of them. And then your other trade there, Tim, where you talk about Butters to Goulden, if Butters does get tagged and he can't fight his way out of the hole, well, Errol not only could go well this week, but also has a great matchup next week. So you could kind of be looking ahead there.
I do know that Petrarca has been posting some more cooking recipes recently.
Ditch that man, Tim.
So to me, that he's got to go. You can't be putting all your time into these cooking recipes. So 3 days ago, Dill told me in the Patreon chat that he posted the cooking video, and that's to me. But I do think Luke Jackson, to me, I think that he is someone that in Tim's position could be a source of pain because he's a very highly owned player. And I think against English next week in the final game of the season when Freo and Bulldogs it's going to be a massive game that's basically going to decide the finals. I think Jackson could be big in that one. And also Brisbane, they've been easier for ruck matchups recently. So I actually think that is probably to defend your top 30 rank spot there, Tim. I'd probably do that.
Yeah, that's a really interesting position because I think perhaps, unfortunately, maybe the car's off the table, Tim, but then you're also in a position
you're just trying to lock the hat in, get as good a number as you can, but I think playing a little defensive there might be the way to go. Yeah,
for sure. Sensei Steve, for Haz's question before, I saw Sensei Steve jump in the chat there and recommended a little Travis Boak pick. The 37-year-old coming off a ton, giving it his all in the last 2 rounds. There was a little sneaky one there. He's always on those fringe players, the old Sensei.
He's turned up 100% more times than LDU has.
There you
2
go.
times.
There you go. Hey.
Yeah, last round and then round 1 was his time before then.
You got that recent history.
So whatever that's worth. The other 2 probably have better roles, I'd say. All right. Should we talk about some large men?
Let's talk about some large men. We'll also talk big boys.
Woo! Okay.
Sorry, I stole your thunder.
In unison there, almost. Interesting round for captains this week, Luke, because I think there's a number of good options. The order in which I've tried to rank them, I found actually quite hard this week because I think it depends on where you're sitting. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to break into the top 100? Are you trying to defend the top 100? Are you trying to beat your matchup and you think you're ahead? Or you beat your matchup and you think you're behind? Depending on how aggressive you want to be, I think that will dictate. But the order I've got them in here, I always like to order things in what I think is the most guaranteed good score. And so number 1 for me this week is the Wang once again. He was number 1 last week. He had a 118, and his teammate Marshall was number 2 last week. He got a 135. Marshall comes in at number 2 again. I was going to have him at number 1, but the Dodson thing just puts enough doubt in my mind that when I'm ranking it this way, he goes to number 2. But just for full transparency, I think I will be putting the VC on Marshall tonight.
Okay.
Because I think he has a high ceiling. And I'm in a position where I've got nothing to fucking lose. Really. So I'm just going to be having a punt with Marshall. If I was in the top 100, if I was maybe a bit closer, I don't think I would do that. I think I would just go with the Wang. But because I'm out here at 1100, just, with my dick in my hands, just chilling here, doing nothing.
You could have your Wang in your hands if you get a Wang.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to go with Marshall as a VC. So
I'm ranked 8,000, mate, but I will not betray my Wang.
Okay, you're going to go there.
I'll go the Wang.
Number 3, the man who has not disappointed us since round 1 this year, Tim English. Number 1 matchup for rucks. Second highest averaging ruck for the season, 109 average. He gets it done. I think is a very, very nice player to bring it home in as the final game of the round. I've got the Shees at number 4. Now, he at times spent as high as number 3, because he had those high CBAs versing Richmond. When he gets CBAs, this guy's a 115 type player. He
Against
is
Richmond.
He is really, really good. So you could go him over an English. I absolutely see the potential in doing that as well. As do I see the potential in number 5 in a Jordan Dawson. Again, a high upside. Now, Collingwood haven't been a good matchup. They haven't been a great matchup for the season. They've been sort of average. But recently, they've actually been the 4th easiest team for midfielders to score against in the last 5. And this just screams to me match of the round. Collingwood don't tag. Dawson gets up for these matchups. We saw him go sort of head-to-head with Bont a few weeks ago and put up a nice score. He got a 147 last week, and he still didn't even crack 30 touches.
Yeah.
So to me, this just screams the kind of matchup that if I'm chasing, maybe my VC doesn't sort of go well tonight, but I still want to chase a high ceiling matchup because I've got to just get it all out there.
Yeah.
Despite him being at number 5, I could see him being a guy that maybe I roll into instead of an English because, again, I'm just kind of having a crack. So it's a bit of a difficult week for me to say, here's what everyone should do because I think it's going to be different for different situations. But that is the top 5.
Plenty to play for Jordan Dawson as well this week. I think if Adelaide win, they've pretty much sewn up top spot. You don't see them losing to North Melbourne in the last round.
I also initially, just to give another player, I had Bont on the list as well. He's in my top 10, but he just strikes me this West Coast matchup as a guy that he's going to go over there and just kick his feet up. The last time he played West Coast last year, he rested forward, 57% CBAs, had the 50-point quarter in the last quarter to save it to 103.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is the Bont type matchup where, on paper it should be good, but I don't know if Bont really, he doesn't get too excited for a matchup like this.
Yeah.
And I think you want the Bont excited.
Yeah.
Not quite the sponge like the Wang is or she's.
Yeah, you want him interested. Speaking of the Wang, Trey also make sure that we can't neglect Nasiah in all this. Wang talk.
No, he's also should be pretty good this week.
Him too. Yeah, he should be handy.
Yeah, nice.
Or wristy.
Yeah, should go large.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, no,
There's probably plenty
I try to keep
more.
the rally going, but it's just...
But, we've probably exhausted
We've exhausted
that.
it.
Yeah.
So let's go back because Shifty also has a super chat there. Appreciate your super chat too there, Trey. I think Trey requested glasses back next week for the last round too.
I need to go out and purchase some more because I lost them at this wedding that we were at. They're lost on the dance floor, I think.
Yeah, get back on the screen too. You're trying to get away from us here.
I hit the gym today. I'm just feeling a bit large.
Yeah, false. So Shifty, thank you for your super chat. Shifty says, boys, trying to win the preliminary final this week.
All right, let's go.
So we're going Grundy to Marshall to match the opponent.
Okay.
I like that.
Yep.
With the potential upside there. And bringing in dunks. So who are we culling? Is it Daniel with a potential good matchup or is it Brayshaw? Opponent has Brayshaw, but not Daniel. I think it's Daniel.
Yeah, it's definitely Daniel.
I think we've got to get rid of Cam.
I mean, I know he's versing Richmond. Last time he versed Richmond, though, he put up a 77.
Yeah.
He's just a dud player. And against Richmond, the ball might not be down there much.
Neither of us can keep these beers down today.
No. So I think it's him. I think that has much more potential to hurt you than I think Brayshaw does.
I think in this situation as well, Shifty, if you kept Daniel and ditched Brayshaw, and then Brayshaw went 130 and Daniel went 50, you'd look at yourself and go, well, of course that happened.
Yourself.
You go, oh yeah, of course that happened. Like Daniel scored 50. Whereas if you go and you match there, I think that's a better option. So good luck for your preliminary final.
Yeah, good luck, mate. Yeah, hopefully
hope it goes well.
Get into the granny next week.
Absolutely.
That's where we all want you to be.
You got something spicy for me, mate?
Oh, I've got plenty of spice for you, mate.
Hot indeed.
All right.
And do you want to lead us for spicy takes this week?
I'm going to lead us off because this is the guy that I think I've settled on for my trades, and I'm backing him in with the spicy take because he's been underwhelming. Errol Goulden. He's been a guy that we've called him a sponge several times, but we haven't seen it. I think the return of the thirst is back, and it starts by him staying on the fucking park and he's going to play 90% TOG for the first time since he's been back from this injury, or actually the first time this year. So no game has he spent over 90% TOG this year, and he's also going to have the season high this week with a 130-plus score. So Errol Goulden is back, and he's going to be our sponge of the week come Monday.
So you're going a week early because...
Yeah, next week is the one with the West Coast matchup, but I say he goes a week early, and everyone's going to be scrambling to get him in next week.
You trading him in this week?
I am. I'm trading him in.
Okay, so you've cooled on Zorko. It's Errol.
Errol's coming in for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Hence why the spicy take, just, ever the optimist.
Yeah, nice.
That's how we play things.
I like that. I have nothing to play for anymore.
This is a spicy take, not a sad take.
No, let me get there. The only thing that... Oh, no. What's happened to our stream? We lost our stream.
I think that's your laptop.
We're back on. We're just not. Okay. Provided that I'm still actually talking to people out there, the only thing I have to root for is Wang. The only thing I have to root with is Wang. No.
Where are you going with this?
I'm not quite sure.
Land it, Luke. Land it.
Land the plane. Don't crash the plane. Wang. Huge tonight.
You have no idea. Give us a number.
170.
Wow.
70.
What?
I'm just making a 7.
Okay.
Is it backwards?
I have no idea.
170.
Yep.
And
Okay. Let's put us out of misery because that was the most fumbled hot take I've ever seen.
You heard it here.
All right. Give us
Wang.
your spicy take. Hopefully you gave them a little bit more. I don't know why you give them these back to me. They could go over there.
I'm frazzled.
Hopefully your spicy take had a little bit more thought than what we just witnessed there. And get your questions in, guys, because there was no game last night. The teams, there's not too much going on there. So we've got plenty of time to answer a lot of questions for you guys today. So get them in there. Super chat will highlight and we'll get to those first. But yeah, just copy and paste. If you've asked a question before and we haven't got to it, just shoot down to the bottom because, yeah, we won't be scrolling them up. All right. Anderson, Libba, McCluggage, or Richards asks war condition.
War condition. Anderson, Libba, luggage, or Richards luggage.
I think it's either Libba or the luggage.
Luggage.
Could Wagner go to McCluggage?
No.
I think it is Hugh. Libba. Libba's an aggressive play. He can be big.
Luggage is an aggressive play.
Yeah, they're both unique.
And I think
unique.
luggage has a higher floor.
Luggage does have a higher floor.
Yeah. And he's in the right role because
it probably is him.
I think
if we're a betting man, it's probably Hugh.
Yeah. Get your suitcases out.
Get them out.
Absolutely. Ella's spicy take here is that Luke gets put out of his misery. We can only hope, Ella. We can only hope.
Yeah. Replacement? Firing?
To the glue factory, I think, for me. Yeah.
Okay. Tyler asks, Jackson or McRae as a loop option. I am much more confident in Jackson.
Yeah.
So I am potentially recommending that McRae could go on your bench tonight. It's a nice early game, so that's good. Obviously, the Freo game is also tonight, but I'm much more confident in Jackson playing well than McRae, despite McRae having a decent matchup.
Trey here wants me to revise my spicy take just slightly. 169 instead of 170 with a laughy face. What does 169 mean, Mitch? Why is that funny?
I don't know. We wouldn't give that kind of humour.
What kind of humour? Can you explain it to me?
I don't know.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Did we miss it? Someone said we've missed a big
super chat, did we? Our apologies if we did.
I'm just going to scroll back. What about Nasai Wangi Miller? We saw that one.
Oh,
Premiership.
Don't tell us. No, I think we're safe.
We're safe.
Safe.
Don't scare us like that. But if we did, someone tell us who it was.
If it was the massive one about the shot. Next week. Next week. Promise.
What would be the line if you were looping? Just a follow on that question. So if you were looping with like a Chad Warner, for example, what's your line for your forward line?
To go into who?
To go into Warner.
Into Warner.
Last week we said 80. It seems soft.
No, I think it is 80. The guy's somewhere between 80 and 100 every week.
I'm going to go 85. 85.
You want a little bit more?
Little more.
Okay, fair enough. Laura's question here. Thoughts on Track to Darcy and then Mills to Sheasel?
Track to Darcy.
Or go Butters instead of Track
Who's to Sheasel?
to a Libber. Mills to Sheasel. Yes, that part.
Yeah, I
no
mean,
problems.
knockout trades. Knockout trades.
Yeah.
Trade of the week. Here we go.
I think Laura keep Butters in that scenario. I wouldn't change to Butters to Libber instead of just doing Track to Darcy.
No, those sound great.
I think Darcy's got great upside this weekend. Let's go here with Matt's question. Bringing in Ash or Sinclair for Mills, or should I go DPP Rosie into defence and get any mid for 1.1, like a Heaney or a Goulden?
Well, I think to answer the first part, it's Sinclair over Ash to me, although Ash is more unique. He had a dirty score last week. I do think he bounces back.
Yeah.
I do think he bounces back, but Sinclair, he's got Essendon. He's like 140, coming off a 146. Like he's back to averaging 102. He finds a way to get there. Yeah. So he's probably going to give you that. Ash.
Would you prefer instead to swing Rosie back and bring in Goulden? But
I think that's in a more aggressive play. I think off the top of my head, Goulden's like 30% owned in the top 100,000, 100/1,000, not the 100,000. And I think that West Coast matchup next week might swing it his way. So, I probably would go that way.
And versus Sinclair, we know that St Kilda's been on a dream run. They obviously finished that this week against Essendon. GWS next week is less.
So they both have like one dream matchup.
Yeah.
I think Errol's just he's more unique and probably, although we just saw a 146, he might have a higher ceiling based on just what we've seen in seasons past.
Okay, let's have a look here. So Flylud 7214 says Bray and Butters to Libber and Goulden, or hold both and get McCarthy up to Rosie.
I really value the loop.
Okay.
So I'm doing that this week in getting McCarthy to Errol. Because I want to be able to loop that ninth midfielder.
Especially with tag threats on guys like Butters,
tag
Noah
threats,
Anderson.
These sort of players that on any given week your midfielders can go 120 or they can go 60. It feels like, and that's a massive swing either way. So I think the value of having that is really high.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And if you get it now, you got it for 2 weeks. So I think that's something I'd probably prioritise.
Tim, appreciate your super chat, Tim. Tim is just simply asking, have you seen Tim's league, Mitch?
I have seen his league.
I think Tim wants to just keep directing your attention back to your misery.
Just keeps telling me that he beat me.
I like that about Tim.
And
when you've got the foot on the jugular, just squeeze down.
So
you're done in Tim's league, or is there a chance?
No. It says I've got a preliminary final.
And if you win, you'll take on Tim next week.
Yeah. So Tim versus fourth. He's second. I versus first. I don't know how Tim's not first.
I say little wager.
No,
Tim.
don't make bets on my behalf. Don't be doing this.
Okay.
I want to see where this.
We'll see. How about we see if you get past the prelim in Tim's league and you plan him in the granny? We'll have a wager with Tim next week. I got some things in mind. Tim's
ranked 30th and he's not even first in his league. How's that even work?
It's who you come up against. Sean is ranked 197. Very impressive as well. Sean, Darcy or Jackson? Simply here for Sean.
Tough one.
197.
I think you go Darcy this week for the instant reward, and you try to aim for maybe Jackson next week.
Yeah, I think so.
Darcy could be anything. If you really let me ask you this.
Yep.
Would it be crazy to put the captaincy on Sam Darcy? Like, we've seen this kind of player in the last round or two go monstrous, and I think he could be the type to do it. Darcy is also, he's like 25% owned in the top 100. Did this person say he was ranked? Yeah, ranked 197. So, for you, Sean, I would 100% go Darcy.
Okay.
Just purely by the fact that he is 25% owned. I think Luke Jackson's 87% owned. I think you got to get the unique player here with a brilliant matchup and hope it all comes off.
The trouble with the C for Darcy, I think, is a little bit speculative.
It's a bit up there.
The trouble is, yes, he has played well and he's had good games. He hasn't had one of those big sort of 10-goal games or anything like that, but There's players,
Hey, it could be around the corner.
but there's players that we can put the C on this week that have 150s in the bank. Like
Yeah. You're probably not captaining him. I'll probably get a bit excited there. But he, and he's got Freo next week, who he had his season high score against them in round 4, 128. So they're the last round. West Coast this round. Yeah, I think if you're in that sort of 100 to 200 mix, I think Darcy's a big target because of his low ownership.
Yeah. Tommy here presents a bit of a counterpoint for you, Mitch, a bit of devil's advocate.
Okay, hit me, Tom.
Does Errol have a reason to go big in the
Yes.
last two? So he's coming off a bit of a niggly stuff. He's not obviously Sydney are out of finals race. What incentive does he have to go to the West? And I can't remember if they're going to the West or the West coming here. But what incentive does he have to go big?
I'll give you one word answer here, Tommy. Thirst. Unadulterated, unquenchable thirst. This man is thirsty for the pill.
Well, I would question, where's that been then, Mitch?
Well, Sydney, they're riding a good win against the Brisbane Lions. They got their gang back together, and I think they just want to finish on a high note. And the man is just getting back to his best footy.
You're
And he's fucking thirsty.
You're speaking like a bloke who hasn't owned Errol for the last 5 weeks, like I have.
I did go back and I've looked at since his TOG went back up to he had that one game where he returned on 74% TOG. That's not Errol, so I'm going to eliminate that game. Since he went back to his 80+% TOG, he's been averaging 104.4, which is underwhelming. But when it comes to midfielders, that's basically been a top 8 mid this year. And with a West Coast matchup, a Geelong matchup, which at times is also a really good one, I think there's something there. And he doesn't need to get up against the West Coast matchup in round 24. He could stroll out of bed and score a 150 there.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
That's a big stat padder's dream to finish on that one.
Very nice, very nice. What else we got there, Mike?
Tim is talking about, I think, the number one coach. He has a tough game for me if I have seen his team. Oh, I'm sure there's a reason he's number one there. So by no means am I cash and checks in yet. So we'll have to see how that one goes there, Tim. And then Sensei Steve says Luke has plenty to play for this week in the Sin League.
Yeah, it's another league I'm in. Look, I haven't.
Were you even aware of this league?
I haven't looked, but if I am ranked 8,000 and somehow I'm participating in the finals, then there's something wrong with that league. So chalk it up, whoever I'm versing. It's going to be bad. It's going to be a bloodbath. Let's go here to Luke's question. Grundy to Sherry and Green Butters or Brayshaw to the Wang.
So Sherry's an interesting one.
Yep.
So he's got Richmond, and obviously that's the one game that he's gone massive on this year, 150. He obviously torched them last year as well a couple of times. It's in Hobart, I want to say, where he's played well previously. The Ninja Stadium, off the top of my head. I would be all for it if I saw more from him last week. Because last week was an easy matchup too. And he put out an 80. Every chance he comes out and does a lot, and if you're in a position where you're happy to take a swing, I think there's worse swings you could take.
Yeah, fair.
What was the other side of the trade?
This one was the Wang. So Green Butters Brayshaw to Wang.
Oh, you got to get Wang. He's the number one big boy.
You do, but who are you trading? Green Butters or Brayshaw?
Ooh, Butters.
With the threat of
he's got a
mighty tag.
Yeah, he's got a meeting with the Lord, and sometimes it doesn't go too well for people.
Alternatively, here for Luke, it could be Grundy to English, and it could be McCarthy to Darcy.
Ooh,
as a 23rd loop. Give
as
yourself
a
that loop
23rd.
ability.
Oh, the loop is nice.
You're missing on Wang,
You're missing Wang,
but
I don't think you want to miss Wang.
never.
Probably should trade in Isaiah too.
You should. I actually think I am going to go that. I'm going to be conservative. I'm going to miss Wang for you, Luke. I think Darcy could be as big as Wang this week, and you're getting a second bite.
It really would depend on how nervous you are about the other forwards. Like if you had Caleb Daniel there, or if you had,
Then
I don't know who else to shoot.
You've got a loop.
Christian
You're guaranteed
Petrarca.
to use it.
Yeah. Like, because it might be for nothing. Like you might not use it. Yeah, if you had a Caleb Daniel there, I'd probably go the 23rd premium. If not, I'd just get in Wang and just let the forwards rot.
Okay, Eskimo says, if Track goes out, who comes in? Kennedy or Zorko? Help Eskimo get off track here, Mitch.
We'll get him off track by getting him on track by getting off track. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Kennedy.
You have cooled on Zorko.
Simply because of the matchup. West Coast Eagles is the reason.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Have you cooled on Zorko entirely because of the Wagner in?
No. I mean, I was considering him as a
speculative poll
alternative. The midfield's where I've struggled with. I've struggled with trying to pick the midfielder that outside of the top five, and those five are Dunkley, Rao, Dawson, Dacos, and Bond. Outside of those five, like picking between Brayshaw, Butters, Tom Green, Anderson, all these other guys, like it's been a dart throw.
Yeah.
And so I was wondering, okay, should I put a defender in my midfield, put another defender back there? So that was sort of my mind. Like I wasn't really considering Kennedy in that situation. He's highly owned. And I think he's a guy that we do want in our forward line with the matchup this week. So yeah, I think it's him against the Eagles. He should fairly comfortably turn up, I'd say.
Okay, Nicholas here asks Grundy and Butters to Gawn and Dunkley, or English and Goulden. So would you go Gawn and Dunkley, or would you go English and Goulden?
Gawn and Dunkley, English and Goulden. I'd go Gawn and Dunkley.
I think so too.
I think the difference between Dunkley and Goulden is bigger than the difference between Gawn and English.
You know, even though we've talked about Goulden hopefully being big, I think it's more speculative than the Dunkley.
Dunkley's 5 110s in a row,
and
doesn't look like he's slowing down with Neil out. The matchups are solid. They're not bad matchups. Yeah, so I'm that way, I think.
Nick also needs to just do a straight C this week. So does that change your order slightly, or would you just straight C the Wang as the number one big boy?
I mean, I think I've ordered it that way because that's the most confident I am in someone giving me a 120 plus.
Like captaincy score.
Yeah, so if I had to bet my life on someone giving me 120 this week, it would be the Wang. Moz.
As he goes VC Marshall.
Yeah. I'm transparent.
You did?
Transparent.
Yeah.
I'll put in Marshall as my VC. But I mean, first of all, how do you not have any red dots? Get a red dot, mate. It's round 23.
Poor Nick's a good coach, mate.
Yeah,
it's just us shit coaches that have red dots.
His team value is probably at 30 million or something.
Through the roof.
Yeah, I've got red dots coming out my ears. Anyway, yeah, go the way.
Yeah, nice.
All right, give me 2 questions.
Okay. Matt says, I'm thinking going a speculator of Grundy to Wits, which will allow me to go Hasty to Newcomb as a pod. We talked a little bit of Wits on Wednesday.
It's got a good matchup, yeah?
If I didn't have force trades...
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
Why not? What have I got to lose?
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, if you're in that mindset, I guess.
Desolate wasteland of the 8K club.
Yeah, you could do it. What's he getting from going Wits? What's the other side?
Basically, Hasty to Newcomb. So
as a 23rd?
I'm going to guess it's a 23rd here for Matt. I'm hoping that it...
I don't think that's worth it.
Yeah, Newcomb has been so...
No, I don't think that's worth it. No.
Maybe no speculator there, Matt. Especially if you're doing well or you're in a league matchup, then maybe that's a little bit too less spicy.
Okay, one more question. Okay, let's go to PK Poet, who asks, trade in the big Bont or little Sinclair? Well, Sinclair wasn't so little last week, I'll tell you that much.
He was a big Sinclair, wasn't he?
It's a good question. I think it's actually a lot closer than... You need direct reaction is always like, just go Bont. But Sinclair's got Essendon.
No, because
Bont has West Coast.
But then Bont will play well in the last matchup, whereas Sinclair against GWS, I don't think that's as juicy as what it's been.
That's a good call. Yeah, I'd probably still go the Bont, but...
I'm thinking 2 weeks ahead, man.
You are.
Yeah.
Helping the people.
I am. I'm even thinking next year.
You are. You've been all about next year probably for the last couple of months.
It's coincided with this year going to shit.
Yeah.
Really. And I think I've lulled the community into enough of a sort of false sense of security.
Let everyone's guard down.
Exactly. Next year, hang on. Where the fuck did that guy come from? And then I was screwed.
Who's your first pick?
Up in my Hilux. First pick next year, Mateus Philippou.
No joke. He'll be good value.
I'm ready to get hurt again.
All right, thank you very much, guys. We're going to call it there and let you guys go and finish up your trades. Make sure you guys give this podcast and YouTube channel a big old subscribe. We hit our 4,000 subscribers, so thank you very much to everyone who helped make that happen. We got there just over the line after last Friday podcast. So very, very happy with that. Give this one a big old thumbs up and stay tuned for next week where we have our final review podcast and our final live show on Friday. Until then, guys, catch you later. Bye.